the interesting thing was this whole idea came out of my devotion time. And it was on a Monday morning that I read my devotional, and all of a sudden this verse popped out in 1 Peter 5 that says, your enemy prowls around like a lion seeking whom he may devour. And when that hit me, I was like, whoa, what a verse. And then from that point forward, through my devotional, the wheels started going. And I remember having my phone with me and just typing my phone, being like, and I said, I can't type fast enough, so I got to speak into my phone. So I was like speaking into my phone saying, I got to remember all this kind of stuff. And I was fighting it Monday, Tuesday, and finally Wednesday, I think, is when I finally gave in and said, okay, Lord, I'll share this with the people, because I think this is what you're asking me to share. So one of the questions I asked myself was, why was I fighting this? Why was I resisting? I think part of my challenge is I like to have a plan, and I like to move forward with that plan, and I like to stick to the plan. And so I think for me, I come across a lot of material that's good material. And even in my devotional time, that's good stuff. And it's like, oh, that's great, I'll make notes, or I'll save it for a rainy day kind of deal. And I think I wanted to make sure that this was the prodding of the Holy Spirit, and it wasn't just me thinking, hey, that's a good idea. Yeah, so it's crazy. Even in my prep, a lot of my prep, I'll have my personal stories or anecdotes, and they'll kind of be right there. They're in my notes, and I know which one to use and when to use it, how to use it, where to use it. But invariably, Sunday will come, and I'm up here sharing, and all of a sudden there'll be a little nugget in the back of my mind, being like, oh, that story right there, that applies. Use that story right there. And it doesn't matter what the story is. For me, I go ahead and share it if it applies, and if it embarrasses me, it usually has something to do with me and making a fool out of myself. I don't mind sharing that. If it can allow people a little chuckle, but they can understand the heart behind it and they can see the point, then shoot, I'll embarrass myself. No issue there. I think for this series, this deviation, it actually worked very nicely, because a lot of what I was sharing was my personal story, and I think the goal of this series, as the Storyteller Series, God's story becomes our story, and I was able to share my story and get real, get raw, and become vulnerable before the people, because that's what Jesus did. Jesus was real, Jesus was raw, and he became vulnerable to the people he spoke to. And when he became vulnerable, people listened. And I think that's what God's been challenging me with. Don't be afraid as a leader, as a pastor, to become vulnerable before your people, because it's in the vulnerability that they see your heart. And when they see your heart, they see me.